Hi guys, and welcome back to another Genshin Impact weapon analysis. Today we're going to take a look at the Skyward Atlas. It's a 5-star catalyst weapon, and it's from the Moonstat series. Now, it has a base attack on 48, and we know that it's actually one of the highest attack in the game, if not the highest, because it's a 674 at level 19, and it's always nice to have a strong base attack. And secondary stats is attack damage bonus. At level 19 is 33.1%. So it's a 1.33 multiplier, and it's not bad because, as we know, attack it's boost your elemental damage too, because the attack percent is used to calculate your total attack, and then to calculate the damage your skill or normal attack do, you use the total attack. So of course, if you boost this, it's actually a boost to your skills and to your normal attacks too. And because Catalyst users do elemental damage with their normal attacks, this boosts elemental damage too. In an indirect way, but it boosts it. The passive gives you a 12% elemental damage. Now 12% it's not a lot. It's just a 1.12 multiplier. And it's not good, it's not super bad, but like a 20% should be the standard maybe, just to have a 1.2 multiplier. And this increased by 3% every level, and only at refine level 4 reach a 1.2 multiplier, and that's bad, that's very bad. Refining a 5-star weapon 4 times just to reach a 1.2 multiplier, it's not good. But the second part of the passive is probably why it has such a low elemental damage bonus. Now, when you do a normal attack, you have a 15% chance to generate the favor of the clouds. Pretty much, it's an orb, we're gonna see, because there is a guy that posted a video about it. I don't own the weapon, so I can't actually show you in-game footage. But pretty much this orb fly around you, and when you see an enemy, it shoots a projectile that deals physical damage. And this projectile does 160% of your attack. So it's actually pretty powerful, but this can only happen once every 13 seconds, and the orb only lasts for 15 seconds. Now we're gonna see the video, and this is the best time where you can see it. Now, so is this little thing right here, this wind elemental, and if you see, it shoots a little thing that deals damage to the enemy. Now, the main problem of this weapon is that this little thing shoots once every 3 seconds, and so because it only lasts for 15 seconds, it's only a 5 attack. So you do 160% of your attack for 5 times at max, and it can happen that maybe the orb, the enemy is too far away, so the orb can't attack it. I don't know actually, the range of the orb, I don't know it. But from the video, it seems a pretty decent range. So I think that it could not be really a big problem. You can probably hit all 5 attacks with easy. But the problem is the timer of 13 seconds. Now, 13 seconds is half of a minute, and it's a lot of time. Like, if you in the game you played and did some time events, you see that 13 seconds is actually a lot of time, like a lot. And it depends on when the timer starts. Because I don't own the weapon, I can't test this, but there are 2 options. The first one, the timer starts when the orb spawns. This will be the best option, because if the timer starts when the orb spawns, this means that the 15 seconds of this timer are actually are the 15 seconds where the orb is attacking the enemy. So the real timer would only be 15 seconds. And that would be nice, because 15 seconds is half of 13 seconds, and it's still a lot of time, but it's actually at least decent, because 30 seconds is actually bad, very bad. And the second option is the worst one, that the timer starts when the orb ends. So this means that you have the orb for 15 seconds, the orb ended, and so you have a 13-second timer. That will be very, very bad, because 13 seconds is a lot of time. And with each refine level, this gained a 14% damage increase, and that's a lot, so it's actually good. But the main problem is that the timer doesn't change, the orb stay for the same time, and even the chance of generating it doesn't change. Now 50% is actually good. Like in a fight, I personally think that you have a 100% chance to generate this in a fight. Like the only way is that you one-shot the enemy and you lose the 15% chance. But at the end of the day, you will probably always have this in a fight. And the cool thing about the orb is actually, if you switch character, the orb stay. So this means that you can actually like generate the orb, this flying thing, and then switch to remain DPS. But it's not really nice. Like it's just a 5 attack that do 100% of your attack, and the attack is of course the attack of the weapon holder. So if you switch character, the orb doesn't do 100%, 160% of the character that you're using. So for example, if you give this weapon to, let's say, Mona, the orb will do 160% of Mona damage. But if you switch, for example, Tartaya in, the orb will still do 160% of Mona damage. So it will not scale with Tartaya damage, even if he's the one in battle with the orb flying around him. And that's a bit bad. Now, this weapon, of course, I don't think that it's bad, because at the end of the day, it has a strong base attack, it has a 1.33 multiplier, a 1.2 multiplier, and 5 attack that do 160% of your attack. But this can only happen once every 30 seconds, so this is the main problem. But at the end of the day, it's nearly a 1.4, 1.45, or it's a 1.45 damage multiplier, and it's me, like, it's not super bad. I think that the good thing about this is that, as I said, you can actually just use this on Barbara, for example, and Sucrose. So you give this weapon to them, use them a bit, you generate the orb, and then you can switch to remain DPS, and it's just bonus damage that you do. On Ningguang, on Lisa, Mona, and Klee, this character actually... Ningguang I think that it's a good DPS, and Klee too. Mona and Lisa it's more of a support character, and Mona it's a meme. It's not super bad, it's actually strong. But this weapon, I think that it's not really good on them. Like with Klee, Ningguang, and every other character, you can probably give them better weapon than this one. For example, there is the other tier 5-star artifact that's actually insanely powerful on your DPS if you have a good team. And that's probably what you want to give to remain DPS or as a catalyst user. This weapon, if you have it, is actually decent. You can probably give it to one of your catalyst user. And the nice thing is that you can use it even on support character. So yeah, I think that this is actually a bit better than the Lost of the Prayer Wind. Just because Lost of the Prayer Wind was a bit bad, because when you switch character you lose all your stack, and it means that was the worst weapon probably. But as I did with the sword, that I did the weapon comparison damage, I will do the same with catalyst and with the bow. So with the catalyst, we are gonna see if this is actually better than the Lost Prayer of the Wind, because I actually have doubt. I don't know if this is actually stronger or worse than the Lost Prayer of the Wind, because the only problem with Lost Prayer of the Wind is actually the fact that you lose the stack when you switch. But this weapon, it's a meh weapon. I don't know if it's not super powerful. Like there are way better catalyst weapon. But if you have it, it's probably one of the best weapon you have in the moment, and you can actually just give it to every catalyst user you want. So yeah, use this weapon. It's not bad. It's a bit of a test, because if you have another catalyst, you need to see the damage difference when you use this weapon and the other. And I probably think that this is actually a bit better than most 4-star catalyst. So try it and see what you get. I think that this weapon is decent. But see you on the next video.